Hi everyone. So if you have a mortgage, now is the time to be brave, to be wise, but most importantly, to be proactive. I've put together this video for you so you know the exact steps that you need to take right now to help secure your mortgage, to help secure your home, to help secure your financial goals and dreams. Because we are going to get through this and we're going to get through this together. I promise. Right now, it's about buying as much time as possible and hanging in there. Hanging in there because for every week, fortnight, and month that we can keep going, we can keep paying our mortgages, the easier and better it is going to be. Now, to help make this as easy as possible and give you as much advice and inspiration as possible, I've put together this video for you with 7 different things that you could be doing with your cash flow, your budgeting, and your mortgage right now that will help make you feel empowered and embrace the challenges ahead of us. And of course, you can start seeing your mortgage come back down again quickly. All right, first up is a budget. If you've never done a budget before, now is the time you must do one. It's kind of like going to the dentist. Not really a big deal. And once you've been to the dentist or done your budget, you realize actually how good you feel and how much better that is knowing what your total cost of living is. Now, if you haven't done a budget or don't like your budget right now, maybe jump on the Sugar Mama website, subscribe to our newsletter, The Sugar Hit, and you'll get a free budget template to get you started. Now, once you've done your budget, go through and question every single expense. And if it's not as essential, you need to think long and hard about maybe reducing it or cutting it. Remember, it's not forever, it's just to get us through this challenging time. Next up, make sure you use your redraw facility or your offset account. The reason behind this is the more money that you have in your redraw facility against your home loan, the more valuable time and interest you are going to be saving. The quicker you're going to be paying off your mortgage and owning your home. Now, to prove this point, I'm actually going to give you an example. Say you have a mortgage of $400,000 and you have, say, $10,000 floating around in cyberspace in various online savings accounts, even with different financial institutions. You make a promise to yourself where you're going to set a new financial goal of paying off your home loan as fast as possible and being debt-free as soon as possible. So you consolidate all of your accounts. You bring all the money in to the redraw facility against your home loan. Now, assuming that you maintain the same mortgage repayments, and we use, say, an average interest rate of, say, 2.59%, which happens to be Athena's current home loan rate, you would save over $11,000 in interest, and you would save over 13 months off your home loan. How good would that be? Imagine paying off your home and being debt-free over 1 year sooner. That is definitely worth it. Next up is break it down. If you're feeling anxious and overwhelmed when it comes to thinking about your mortgage, thinking about how you're possibly going to keep your head above water, particularly in this challenging time, break it down. Break your mortgage down into mini, manageable, and achievable goals with short-term deadlines. Just like I did with the $1,000 project, it really does help and it really does make a difference. So instead of thinking about your entire mortgage and how much you owe, perhaps give yourself short-term mini goals. For example, where you try and pay an extra $100 off your mortgage by the end of, say, April. Every time you have a go at doing this, it feels like you're making progress. You feel like you're back on top of your cash flow, back on top of your mortgage, and as I always say, progress fuels success. Next up is considering whether it is worth fixing your home loan. If you are someone whose income varies from week to week, fortnight to fortnight, month to month, sometimes it is worth fixing your interest rate because it gives you a sense of certainty by locking in your interest rate and avoiding interest rate rises. However, if you do this, you need to understand and know all the risks and limitations that come from doing this before you make any decisions. Now, an example of one of the limitations that comes from fixing your home loan is actually in making those extra repayments. If you are someone who knows you're going to be getting some lump sums, such as a bonus or a tax refund, or perhaps you're someone who knows that you're going to be making extra repayments well above the minimum repayments, this may not be a great option to you because it comes with limits as to how much extra you can put on your home loan each year. And if you break this, penalties and fees apply. So it's not necessarily always the greatest option. Now, of course, you can always consider splitting your home loan. Say, for example, I take that $400,000 loan. You could look at maybe fixing $100,000 and leaving the $300,000 variable. Or you could split it 50-50, $200,000 fixed, $200,000 variable. It's up to you. But make sure you understand all the risks and all the limitations that come with fixing your home loan. Now, another option that I would usually never ever mention, but considering we're in a very unusual circumstance right now with new challenges, I'm going to. And this is actually a really helpful one. And that is to consider switching your principal and interest home loan to interest only. Now, the benefit of doing this is it means that your weekly, fortnightly, or monthly mortgage repayment reduces. It doesn't eat into your tight cash flow or budget. It buys you some time to keep your head above water for that little bit longer. However, it does mean that your mortgage is no longer coming down. But it also stops it from going up. It means you're just going to be coasting and floating along. But as I said, if this buys you time and allows you to keep hanging in there, this is definitely a valuable option. And the great thing behind this is, if you come into some money, unexpected or even planned, on top of making your normal interest-only repayments, you can still put that towards your home loan and help bring your mortgage down. As I said, I don't really like recommending this because it means your mortgage isn't coming down, but it does buy you time. And time is exactly what we need right now to get through this. Another option if things get really tight, and that is to consider renting your place out. That is moving out of your property, renting it out to someone else who can help pay your mortgage, and you move into cheaper accommodation in the meantime. This may mean moving into a smaller place. This may mean moving into a place that's further away, or even moving in with family and friends temporarily. But it buys you some time and it avoids you having to sell your property, which is an expensive exercise in itself, and potentially having to sell at a really bad time where prices may be coming down and you are forced to lock in a loss. Of course, this is not desirable, but if it means it buys you some time, it just might be worth considering. And maybe even at the very least, you might be able to rent out a room or maybe even rent out the garage. You never know. It might be worth considering. And then the seventh option, which is available to you, which actually is my least favorite option because it comes with serious financial consequences well into the long term, and that is to look at getting some money out of your superannuation. Under Australia's government stimulus package, Australians can get up to $10,000 before the 1st of July 2020, and then potentially another $10,000 after the 1st of July 2020. Between two people, this potentially means you can get out $40,000 out of your superannuation tax-free. Now, this may give you a year's worth of mortgage repayments or 6 months worth of mortgage repayments to keep your family in their home. As I said, it's the last option that you should really be looking at because it comes with very serious financial consequences, but I will make a separate video discussing this so that you understand before you make any of these decisions. Now, in the meantime, I really hope that these 7 different ideas and strategies that I've just shared with you in this video have helped give you some things to go and think about, some strategies to go and consider, some discussions to go home and have with your partner when it comes to talking about your financial goals. I hope that I've given you a sense of hope. I hope that I've given you a sense of empowerment to keep on working at paying off your home loan as quickly as possible. Because as I said, we will get through this. We will come out the other side. Now, I promise to continue on making more YouTube videos for you and also more videos on my Instagram account. I promise to keep holding your hand and help you get through this tough and challenging time. In the meantime, if you have any questions at all, please put them in the comment box below and I myself personally will make sure that I reply back to you. And in the meantime, please stay safe, please stay well, and please stay at home. And I will see you later on in the week.